Little tall. Yeah.
I'm way down here. Hi, I'm Carolyn Lubner, like she said. And I did come all the way from Miles City to do this show. Woo! Thank you very much. I've only been doing comedy for literally about a year and a half. But when I sit back and think about it, I realize I had more stage time as a PTO parent and a den leader than I have as a comic. I was in the Navy, and I actually had to have a height waiver to join, because believe it or not, you have to be 5'2" to be in the military. And I'm only 4'10" and 3/4 inches. That 3/4 is very important. It makes a difference at the DMV, whether they round up or round down. And then I recently discovered that now they decided that being a midget is 4'10". But when I was growing up, it was 4'8". So my thing I had to hold my space on was, well, at least I'm not a midget. I know I'm short, but I'm 4'10". And now I have to, all the other stuff I have to deal with in therapy, I have to work through the fact that I now date a midget fucker. One of my favorite things about the military was, well, boot camp showers. I mean, I'm boob height. That's 86 women. That's 172 titties, just in case you needed to know. I can't look up. That's waterboarding. I can't look down. That's reverse waterboarding with shampoo. No, actually, it's the acronyms. Like CYA, cover your ass. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. The one that gets me in trouble in the civilian world, hold on with me, please. Cunt. Can't understand normal thinking. It's a non-binary term. If you don't get overreactive, you're not one, you don't have to worry. But overreacting in public certainly does look suspicious. And one of the two that I don't like of the military acronyms was pull out and quick withdrawal. It sounds like nobody left that situation happy. I would like it if for once we could come up with a term so when we leave a country it sounds like both sides could be like, I got mine. I'm so thrilled about how women have advanced in the military. We can do almost anything. And I'm proud of that. We belong anywhere men do but one place. Submarines. I don't think you can get 120 men and women to go underwater and somebody not get knocked up. My ship couldn't go out to sea for 2 weeks without somebody getting pregnant. You can't put all women underwater. We'll kill each other. We're kind of evil in that way. The only ones surfacing are the ones in menopause. And that's because we no longer give a shit. We're just going to sit back and laugh and be like, oh my gosh. Remember when we cared so much about so little? Should we break it up? Nah, fuck it, we figured it out, let them. Quick little menopause side note. I am fairly new to menopause, and night sweats, holy shit. I woke up one night in the middle of the night, it's winter, we have the window open. I sleep in January with the window open. I sat up saturated in so much sweat, I literally scooped up a handful of Mountain Dew. And I thought Dusty was sleeping next to me, so I flung it right as he walked in the bedroom. I heard it made impact. It hit him, and he was like, oh my gosh, what was that? I was like, oh, that was my titty sweat. He stood there quite firm and goes, I don't know whether or not to be aroused or grossed out. We just went to bed, so it was okay. After the military, I was a mom. I was very involved with PTO and everything, but I wasn't like a helicopter or a butt plug mom. Speaking of butt plugs, have you seen these ones that light up? I think they would be perfect for night walking or night jogging, simply for safety reasons only. It does not have to be sexual. Unless you want it to be. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I did the den leader thing all the way up until a mom found out I used to be a stripper. And then all of a sudden I was immoral and shouldn't be near little boys. I was like, fuck, I was a stripper, not a priest. Calm down. The mom who reported me for being a stripper got busted from stealing from the pack. And all I could think is, shit, if I would have left with money, at least I would have earned all mine. I was always sneaking in with treats. That way you can eavesdrop and hear things. You know, you drop off the brownie tray and you linger in the doorway. That way you know what's going on in your kid's world. Backfired on me once. They were watching a video and invited me to come see. So I decided I would. I'd be included. 2 girls, 1 cup. If none of you have ever seen this, please don't go Google it. Just know that the only reason I didn't beat them senseless was because I saw a donkey show in the Navy, and that was way worse. I did get my revenge on. How many of you here have heard of Tosh Point Up? Well, he does a lot of very rude comedy, and he does this one set a long time ago when Gaddafi was captured. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. You're like a much older crowd, so I think most of you guys actually know the name. Or mostly when I say Gaddafi, they're like, who's that? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to give you the history lesson you missed in school. Google it. But whenever Tosh Point's staff would bend over in front of him, he'd goose him and yell Gaddafi, and he'd Gaddafi him. Well, me thinking I'm a funny fucker, my son bent over one day in front of me, in front of all the same boys who did the 2 girls, 1 cup to me. So when he bent over, I Gaddafi'd him. I laughed so hard. His friends laughed so hard. We all thought it was so funny. He didn't. And when he found out I did this joke, he's like, that's fucked up, Mom. I'm like, what, that I Gaddafi'd you? He's like, no. Oh, actually, I said that backwards. I said, what, that I do the joke? He goes, no, that's fine. You Gaddafi'd me, and that was fucked up. I'm still pissed. He's 25 now. He was 13 when that happened. If that's the worst I did to traumatize him, I think I did pretty good, you know? He was when he moved out, and he went to Vegas for his 21st birthday. And he knows I used to be a dancer in Vegas. So I get this drunk phone call at 11 o'clock at night. And after your child turns 21, I notice drunk phone calls kind of become a thing. For some reason, he likes to call his mom when he's drunk to let her know that he's drunk, but safe. So he calls me drunk, and he's like, Mom, we're in Vegas. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy for you. Have fun. He's like, Mom, what club did you dance in? I was like, the Can room. Why? He's like, we want to go. I talked to him a couple of days later. I was like, so, how did it go? Did you have fun? He's like, oh, Mom, it was amazing. We went to the club. We told the girls you used to work there, and we were treated like rock stars all night long. Our table was full of all these women. And all I could do was say, you're welcome, my son. After raising him, I did end up getting a divorce after 20 years of marriage, and I moved away to Miles City. And I learned that divorce is not death. It is the beginning and a chance to learn new things. Some things you didn't know you needed to learn. I laugh because it's embarrassing to admit, but I'm still willing to. I spent winters in Colorado, and I did one in Wyoming, and I did one here in Billings, and I thought, I can do Miles City, right? I can do winter. No. I woke up one morning in January, and then I was like, Alexa, what's the wind chill? Because fuck the temperature, wind chill tells you how to dress. And Alexa, in her beautiful British voice, told me that it was negative 40-degree wind chill with a high of negative 13 degrees wind chill. Dusty Alexa's broken. But she wasn't. Then I learned what hoarfrost was. That shit is beautiful. And I was like, how long does it stay? And they said, oh, till it warms up. It stayed all day. It woke up to it, went to bed to it. And then Dusty told me hoarfrost was spelled the same way like a street whore. So I'm telling all my friends in Colorado, texting it, spelling it, whore. And telling all of them about the beautiful hoarfrost that's in Miles City. And then I send it to his mother, who lives in Red Lodge. And she's like, honey, you do know it's not spelled that way, right? And I was like, no. Dusty told me, never mind. But I did not correct my Colorado friends. So there's some people out there in Fort Collins running around thinking it's spelled like whore and not the real way. The other thing I found out, cows have teeth. I know. I went to the beef breeders show in Miles City, and they had all the cattle down the main street. And I was so excited. I was running up, all Twitter-pated, and I'm like, oh my God, look at them. Some of them are fuzzy and some of them aren't. They're just so amazing. And then one reached down to grab some hay, and I would, holy shit, it's got teeth. So I run back over to Dusty, and I'm like, oh my God, Dusty, cows have teeth. It's like, what? Cows have, stop. You didn't know cows have teeth. I'm like, don't say it so loud, people are looking at me. He's like, they already are, honey, they already are. He's like, you grew up in Texas, how the fuck did you not know cows have teeth? I said, oil, Texas, all right? Oil, Texas, it's different. Give me a break. And the other thing that I learned that's quite important to me is I learned that multiples are real. They're not fake. And I also learned that squirting is real too. I always thought that was like fake, like they had a balloon or maybe they peed or I didn't know. I thought it wasn't real. And then I learned the most powerful feeling in the world. Leaving a man in your wet spot. That's my time. I appreciate you guys giving me a chance. Sorry if it was a little colorful.